Right, good morning and welcome back to the channel after quite a long break. As you can see, I've changed the mic very slightly. I've put my old bag back on here and dropped the bigger pannier. No real need for it at the moment because I'm only doing short distances after my eye operation. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the new BSAs and my opinion about them, and might be a slightly different opinion some other people have had. So let's get down the road. Yes, thanks so much for joining me again. I really appreciate it. And before I start, let me just thank everyone who sent me good wishes on the eye recovery. And I can tell you that where's this chap going? No, he's going straight on. I can tell you that it's going quite well, all in all. It's been around about 5 weeks that I've since I last made a video, anyway, probably longer than that. I still have the gas bubble in my eye, which I'm just looking at right now actually, but once it was down to a certain side, they allowed me to ride again and drive again, so that was fantastic. So here I am. It's really fantastic to be back on the bike again. When you've had a forced off like that, it really makes you appreciate what you get from being mobile, doesn't it? So the new BSAs. Now I'm going to start with the Bantam, because we've had two, I don't know if you're aware, but we've had two announced. That's the BSA Bantam and the B65, which is the long-awaited Scrambler based on the Gold Star platform with the Rotax engine. Now, starting with the Bantam, I'll put some pictures up. Particular picture I'd like to show, which is this one in the yellow and chrome finish, which I think looks absolutely superb. Now, I have not ridden one of these, so this is an aesthetic. This is about the aesthetics more than anything. I have sat on one and I've seen one in the flesh, so I've had a good look round. Oh, he's going right. Can't say I'm not pleased with that. Yeah, I've managed to sit on one and have a good look round in the flesh, and I've got to say I was mightily impressed. I mean, I really was. It's I thought, at least on a quick first look round, the finish on the bike is really quite impressive. Now, the most direct competitor to this bike is the Hunter, I would say, the Royal Enfield Hunter. Obviously it will also compete with the Triumph 400 and with the Honda GB350, but I would say the Hunter is the most direct competitor. And I have to say, side by side, the BSA absolutely knocks the Hunter into next week. Now, if you've got a Hunter, sorry, it's just my opinion. I just have to be honest and say it how I see it, and I just thought it was really impressive. But the one thing that nobody seems to have mentioned about the Bantam is why is it called a Bantam? And the reason I say that is because with the Gold Star, now some of you may or may not know that the Gold Star itself was based on a Jawa, as the Bantam is. And obviously when they decided to turn it into a BSA Gold Star, the original Jawa that it was based on had a twin engine, I think, a twin cylinder engine. So they put the Rotax engine into the frame, and they did lots and lots of cosmetic work to make it look like, or at least remind you of, the original Gold Star. And I think they did a really good job. But it's very evident when you think about it, and why people haven't mentioned this, I don't know, is that when it comes to the Bantam, they haven't done that at all. Right, we finally get out of here. No, with the Bantam, when I heard that they were going to bring out a Bantam, I presumed, like many people I think, that it would pay some homage or homage to the to the original bike, the Bantam, which of course was a little 125. But they've not done that at all. They've taken the Jawa 42, which it was based on. It looks like there was a bad accident there. And if anything, they've actually modernised it, made it look more modern. I'll put the pictures of the two bikes, the Jawa 42 that it's based on, and the new Bantam side by side, and you can see that certainly in the rear mudguard area, if you have a look at that, they've slimmed it down and made it look more, it actually looks, the rear end, more like a speed twin, speed twin in many ways. So it's interesting because this is clearly a completely different design philosophy than they had with than they did with the Gold Star. They've called it a Bantam, but they've made absolutely no attempt whatsoever to recall the Bantam look. So I wonder why that is. A couple of things here. Maybe they just, maybe it was just cheaper for them. Obviously it would have been simply to take a current bike and just not bother to do any aesthetic changes at all, hardly, and just obviously a much cheaper way of going about things. The Gold Star would have taken a lot of research and development work and a lot of new parts, and obviously introducing a new engine, etc. With the Bantam, much cheaper. They've simply done a few minor cosmetic changes and put BSA on the tank and Bantam on the side panels. But why is that? That's the thing that intrigues me, and no one seems to have mentioned this of all the tests I've seen. Obviously they didn't think that the Bantam name was maybe a big enough draw, had enough cachet about it, if you want to put it like that, in order to make it worthwhile copying that design or paying a homage to that original design, which is interesting. It's not what I expected. But as far as the bike itself is concerned, I've seen it in the flesh, as I said, and sat on the bike and had a good look. I think it's really, really nice. I really do. I was very impressed with it. And as I said, compared to its direct competitor, the Hunter, apart from the fact that it's about £300–400 cheaper, it's also half as much power, again, 29 brake horsepower, and looks far more sharp, and it looks a bigger bike actually as well when you sit on it, even though it isn't taller. So for us short leg people, no problem, I could flat foot it near enough. It just looks more of a motorcycle. It really is a nice looking machine. There are elements, but generally speaking I was mightily impressed. But I'm just puzzled as to why they bothered to even call it the Bantam. It's like they've had this name and they've just chucked it on the bike. No, there you go. It's interesting. What do you think? Why do you think they haven't tried to style it in any way like the original? Why have they gone down this path? I can sort of understand it. It's certainly cheaper to do that. But a great bike, and I'm sure with the price and that performance advantage over bikes like the Hunter, I'm sure it will sell in a shed loads. Now the other bike that's brought out is the A65. Now this is the long-awaited Scrambler. This has been in the offing for years, since the original Gold Star came out. And I must admit, what I'll say about it, I've only seen it in pictures. I've looked at the pictures. I haven't seen it in the flesh yet. But all I can say is I think they have absolutely nailed that Scrambler look with this bike. In my opinion, it is the best looking of all middleweight Scramblers. Certainly better than the Bear, in my opinion. I find the Bear a little bit bitsy. Looks a little bit like somebody's done it in their back garden, if you know what I mean, with all due respect to it. It just doesn't look a complete package. Whereas this new BSA, I think, looks superb, and I'll go as far as to say I think it looks better than the Triumph 900 Scrambler, which I had myself previous to this bike. I think it looks absolutely spot on, and I'm sure it will sell in shed loads too, as long as they get that backup and that reliability and spares backup. That is the issue still, isn't it? That is the one problem. But as far as it looks, I think it's an absolutely superb looking bike. I really do. Right, there we go, we're here. There's John and Phil, so we'll go and have a coffee with him. There's John's lovely Trident there. And that's all from me. So it's a bit of a quiet morning so far. It's a little bit early. I'm sure more and more will turn up as the sun comes out. So that's all from me. What do you think about these two new bikes? I think design wise are absolutely superb. I really do. We'll see how they perform in the market. That's all from me. I will see you again soon. Thanks for joining me again, and thanks for all the well wishes about my eye. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.